Welcome back, everybody, to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here downtown at Bonds 007 to support Texas Rangers. Yes, our boys, one of the finest from here in the Lone Star State. Brings me great pleasure to welcome back, after quite some time, the guys in Shattered Sun. Welcome, Marcos, Jesse, Danny. God, great to have you guys here.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's been a long time, dude. Where you been?
I've been in the shadows. I'm watching. Don't think I'm not watching and keeping up with Shattered Sun. Of course I am. Danny, great to have you for the first time.
Hell yeah, glad to be here, man. Thank you.
Jesse, oh man, you know I love you.
Yes, indeed. It's good to be back with you and stuff. Yeah.
You know, Hope Within Hatred was a great record. It was your debut for Victory Records. And before we start talking about the new one, I'd like to get your kind of feedback on how you felt about Hope Within Hatred being that launching pad for your career. How did you guys feel about that, how things went down with the record and kind of the reception that it received all across the country?
Yeah, it definitely set us up. It opened up a lot of doors because for us, I mean, I'm sure as you guys have seen in the other episodes, that album was our livelihood. That was everything that we had put into one nutshell, you know, to launch this whole thing off from the ground. And I felt like we put our whole heart in it, man, and it was received very well. We got to do a lot of great support tours, got to tour some of the biggest bands in metal, and man, it was a great jumping off point. We're very stoked with it, man.
What about musically?
Musically, yeah, it was new for me because I had just joined the band when the record dropped and stuff. So the record dropped, and then we went to touring. It was my first time touring too, so it was a great experience for me. Like doing like 3 solid tours within 2015. It was fucking awesome.
The cycle in support of Hope Within Hatred was pretty lengthy. Yeah, you guys really put a lot of work behind that record, and now kind of as we lead into the new one, definitely made a lot of new fans too.
Yeah, with the Testament Exodus tour, the Mayhem Fest, the Soulfly tour, all that, pretty much, all those tours were great, especially exposing us to new audiences and all that. That's what we needed.
You know, one of the things too that I've always loved about Shattered Sun is that I just know how close-knit of a group of guys you are. Coming from a small town in Alice, Texas, kind of pursuing and accomplishing that dream. But I think a lot has already kind of been said in the media about, you know, that rough spot that you guys hit, and Danny kind of stepped out for a little bit. What did it mean? And I remember talking to you about that offline. What did it mean to have Danny come back into the band and then the lineup?
I think like the best way to put it is like when we didn't have Daniel, it just always felt like we were missing something, you know, like we were always the band we were the up and comers on the bill that was like, man, that band is really good, and maybe, you know, they could, you know, take it to another level one day. And I think without him, we were just like another opening band, and it opened a lot of our eyes, and it, you know, most importantly, it opened our eyes to the friendship in this. You know, I've known Daniel, we've been together since 06, you know what I mean? And that's a long fucking time, and he knows me and I know him, and our writing patterns were meant for each other, you know what I mean? And I just think once he came back into the fold, we were able to be like, okay, let's reassess. Okay, everything got real big for a minute and real crazy. Let's bring it back home, familia. Let's start over and do this the right way. And yeah, and I mean, then came the evolution of Anger, man, and that's where it started.
Dan, what brought you back? What made you decide to come back? Because I know, I mean, especially, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you know, I know you have a young child and responsibilities at home, and it's hard to sometimes to kind of juggle the two. But what made you decide to, you know, say, hey, you know, I really belong with my band?
Yeah, it was basically the love of music and writing new music. That's all it was, man. I wasn't done, you know, writing songs. I mean, if I was done and said, hey, I'm going to go work in the oil field, that's it. That's like the guys would have understood, you know. But I wasn't done writing. That was my whole thing. Music.
Great. Let's talk about the evolution of Anger. God, I love this record. Yeah. For all you people out there who don't yet have it, be sure to look for it tonight after this interview. It's out on Victory Records. I'm sure it's out on all the online music media outlets. The evolution of Anger. This record is more focused, it's more brutal, and it's Anger. angrier.
Yes.
Talk a little bit. I want to talk about the evolution that you are alluding to. The evolution of anger. Obviously, the evolution of this band as well.
Oh yeah, man. Like when we first, got together and writing the evolution of anger, it started without Daniel.
Yeah.
But then he came into the fold, and we started mixing sounds and mixing blends, and we just kind of channeled a lot of that anger that we had, maybe in each other, maybe in the way things were going, maybe in people that were working around us, channeled it into, our livelihood, you know what I mean? And we put it all together once Daniel came into the fold. Jesse, that was his debut writing songs for the record.
Right.
And we got to work with Mark Lewis, man. I mean, he's one of the biggest names in metal. He's done some of the biggest acts.
Yep.
And definitely it was just a turning point for the band. And it was one of those moments where you had to look at it, assess, and be like, we're family, and we need to start over and reboot the system, do it the right way. And Mark was the perfect guy for that, man.
So after the cycle was over for Hope Within Hatred, did you guys just get right back to work, or did you take a little break?
We kind of took a little break. We did
It was a little break. Probably like a little under half a year, probably, and then like right after the El Nino tour, we went straight into pre-proing for the Evolution of Anger.
Yeah.
And Jesse, while I have you on the mic, God, I just love your solo work on this record. It is fucking amazing, man. I mean, I loved you on the first one, and then when I heard the second one, I was like, holy crap. It kind of seems, too, that musically or just professionally, as you guys as individual musicians also kind of stepped up your game a lot on this record.
Definitely, yeah. Like the whole process for me for the Evolution of Anger was like the entirety of 2016. I started writing like the songs in my room at home and stuff. I brought them to the table to the guys, started building the songs with Rob and Mick and Marcus and stuff. Then we went to like pre-pro for the album, and then we got to like the Mark Lewis phase, and the songs just took a new level to that, and it definitely helped me grow as a musician for sure.
And I heard you guys had a lot of songs for pre-production, like 26 songs. Is that a lot?
Yeah, it was about 26. Like we had about 11, and then Daniel. It was like Daniel was writing a Shattered record the whole time we were not together.
I was gonna say that.
So you know what I mean? So Daniel came with another 13 songs, and we put it together. But I mean, I want people to understand the dynamic of that. Like, we weren't fully healed yet, Like we didn't really know where it was going. We did a tour with Daniel, and we liked the way it felt, and it just felt natural. You know what I mean?
That was after his departure.
Yeah, he came back and he did Scar Symmetry with us. Yeah, it was us, Arsis, and Scar Symmetry, and man, it just felt great. And I think deep down, every one of us knew what was going on. Like we said, oh, just come out and tour, and we'll see. But we knew what was going on. And once he introduced his songs, like, imagine a producer, Mark, is like, okay, you're bringing this guy back. You got these new songs. Let's throw them all together and stick you guys all in a room. And, that's kind of where the anger vibe came in. And, he really harnessed that and took it to another level, brought it out of us,
I love, a lot of the lyrical themes too in this record. The hollow chains, with the addiction to technology. Talking a lot about personal things too. So, Marcus, if there was any theme holistically for this record, what would you surmise that as?
I learned a lot of the ugly side of not only the world but the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've unfortunately seen some of the darkest sides of everything. When it comes to people judging us for being Hispanic, when it comes for people, death, all kinds of things. You know what I mean? And I think Mark saw that in me and was like, let's crank this up to 1,000 right now. And he really helped me as therapy, man. Go through some funerals. He helped me put some friends in the He helped me put some friends into the ground, man. I mean, you lay it out to you, man. You go to a funeral and you come back home and the studio's in your home, and Mark's like, you got to get to work, man. Let's channel this, what you're feeling, and it's, man, it got pretty intense, you know what I mean? And I've never been around another producer that has ever, made me feel that way, you know what I mean? Use it, as ways to tug at your heart and tug at your voice, and it was just awesome working with him, man.
A lot of times, when I talk about Mark Lewis, a lot of times people will focus on just his technical skill. So you guys did the record in Florida?
No, we did the record in Alice, in my house.
Oh, so he came to Texas.
He lived in Alice. He lived in.
I didn't know that.
No, he lived in Alice for about 2 months, man. And we set my new home. Me and Michelle just bought a new home. And he set up the whole back 3 rooms, turned it into a studio. We did about 90% of the record there and 10% of it at Audio Hammer.
He brought his gear?
Everything.
Holy Shinto.
Yeah, we actually, once we were done, we packed up Rob's, van, and we drove all the way back and finished the record in Florida. It was crazy.
I know you fed him well.
He ate. Let me say this.
Make him some guacamole?
Dude, we made him like everything. He's a tough eater because Mark is really about like his fitness. He's very healthy. Yeah, I mean, he eats. Like him. No, but you stick some brisket and some fajitas in front of him, man. Give him some rice and some beans, some ranch style beans, some Uncle Chris, some Lone Stars. He never drank a beer with us, but we got to force it on him every day. Actually, shout out. We took Mark Lewis to like the crappiest bar in Alice. It's like our bar. It's the best bar, but I mean, it's just one of those bars that Mark Lewis would never be in. We took him in there, man, and he spent New Year's there with us, man, and pretty much every night after the studio we went over there. It was just funny, man, because you walk into a bar in Alice and it's a hole in the wall and you see Mark Lewis in there. Like,
did you tell him, now you know how I feel when I'm in Wisconsin?
Exactly. We kept telling him this story that Soilwork partied in Bees, and he never believed it. It was hilarious, dude.
That's a legend. Yeah.
In Alice, a Soilwork party, a Bjorn party there. Yep.
You guys really jumped out of the gate pretty quick in support of this record. Last summer you did the Vans tour, you did River City Rock Fest. What is the plans for 2018 as we break into this new year?
Tour. Yeah. We got this, the Skin Lab tour, and we got another tour.
I'll see you in a couple.
Yeah. We got another tour coming up. I don't know if we can announce it. All right.
Can we break news with you right now? Okay, we're gonna break some news with you. We're gonna go out direct support and support Act of Defiance and Chris Broderick in March. So we're definitely gonna tour this year. We're gonna bring the evolution of anger to every single one of you out there, man. It's gonna be awesome.
So live, when people are coming to the shows now, then in 2018, are you guys playing a lot of the new songs?
We like mixing it up. Yeah, we'll mix it up, man.
Like half and half.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. About 5-5. Yeah.
And you guys play songs from the EPs because I love some of the songs from the EPs. I hate
Corpus. Only at Corpus we do Any Means.
Yeah.
It's a rare drunk moment. We'll do Say It. That's about it.
It'll be the end of the night, and there'll be 2 songs that people are screaming: 281 and Any Means, man. And
Any Means is my song.
Yeah, and we always have to decide like.
Play that.
Oh man,
You're probably sick of playing it though.
No, I mean honestly, I wish we'd play it more, but it's just funny, man. Like I love how like the newer fans are going all the way back and seeing where we started. It's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Any Means still sells, man. It still sells.
That is an amazing track.
Yep.
So you guys also did a couple of cool videos for Burn It Down and Hollow Chains.
Yep.
Great looking videos. You guys plan to do any more?
We actually we just filmed one in Chicago, at Victory Records headquarters. It's gonna come out probably in support of our next tour, and we're gonna do Blame. You actually might get to see a preview of it tonight. Just because it's Rob, just because it's Rob's MetalWorks, man. Straight up, dude.
Great. And also, you two guys, I heard are going to be at NAMM pretty soon. Talk a little bit about how excited you are about what you're going to do at NAMM.
Man, I am very excited for that. It's gonna be it's gonna be our first time going to NAMM for ESP, and there's gonna be so much things that I've only seen on like internet forums and internet pictures and stuff that I'm gonna see in person. So I'm very excited. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. Really cool experience for me.
So you're gonna be kind of like hanging out at the ESP booth mainly.
Walking the floor with Chuck Billy.
Yeah, we're gonna be walking the floor with Chuck Billy and stuff. Gonna do an interview with Tony Rouser for ESP and
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
I saw Jesse. Didn't they hook you up with a brand new offset black one? Is that the brand new guitar, the black one? Or no, have you had that one for a while?
No, like I've had the Arrow. That's the name of the model. It's called the Arrow. That was the first one that they gave me when we were shooting for the Hope Within Hatred video.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's like my main guitar for Shattered Sun. That is my baby. I love that guitar to death. I'm gonna play it tonight. So yeah.
And Dan, what guitars are you playing from ESP?
Oh, ESP Horizon. That's my favorite. I bought it brand new at Sweetwater. Oh yeah, a good $1,800. Oh yeah. But now we get those endorsements. So ESP. Oh yeah, I'm excited to see Tony from ESP and talk to him, do that interview. Mesa Boogie, Galaxy, West One, In-Ears, because we're hopefully this year we move to In-Ears, man. That's the big upgrade for us, man. So I'm excited to go to NAMM, dude. Check out all that Kemper, love it.
I'm so excited for you guys. Remember, I've been doing this a long time, and I tell all my young peeps, this business is all about relationships. Yeah. It's all about relationships. Oh, yeah. I also, we cannot not talk about, as you alluded to, Chuck Billy and Breaking Band's management. How's Chuck doing? How's things working with Breaking Bands?
Dude, actually, right now we're solely with Chuck. We're with a new management company called Big Chief Management.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, we're actually working exclusively with Chuck. He's our sole manager now, and it's something that we decided right before the evolution of Anger.
Right.
And we're happy to have him, man. We got a lot of great tours coming up. We got a lot of fucking ground to conquer, man. The two of us, dude.
Chuck Billy, good people.
Great people, man. He's believed in us since the beginning, man.
Chuck Billy, I hope you're watching this tonight. We miss you. We love you, man. Guys, God, I'm so happy we had a chance to catch up tonight. I'll see you again on February 2nd as we support the legends, Pissing Razors from here in Texas. Any last words as we end out?
Just on the Pissing Razors note, I used to cover those guys. I used to cover Skin Lab. Used to cover, all those bands, coming up as a young 16-year-old to be playing with them. Huge, man. We're excited. We'll see you on the Brothers in Blood tour, man.
Come out to the shows. We're gonna be there, hanging out, have a beer with us. It's gonna be a fun time, man.
Yeah, come see us out on tour. Skin Lab and Pissing Razors and Act of Defiance tour coming up in March.
Yeah, lots of great things happening for these guys. Guys, you got to continue to support our Texas boys. Go out there, look for the Evolution of Anger. It's out on Victory Records right now. Jam it loud. Right after you watch this interview, you saw Shattered Sun right here only on Rob's MetalWorks.